Happy Valentine's Day, everyone! I thought I'd celebrate with the ever-popular subject in art, the love story of Cupid and Psyche. Now, this story is from a Latin novel, Metamorphoses, also known as the Golden Ass, the donkey kind. It's written in the 2nd AD by Apelles. It's a pretty long story, but the gist of it is about the beautiful young maiden Psyche and how the son of Venus, Eros, aka Cupid, falls in love with her. Now, if you can't tell, with Venus being his mother-in-law, Cupid is a god, whereas Psyche is a human. See where this is going? The story begins in an unnamed city where the king and queen have 3 daughters of conspicuous beauty, the youngest of which was the most beautiful, Psyche, and her beauty would cause her admirers to neglect their proper worship of the love goddess Venus. Of course, this made Venus furious. How could you compare a mere mortal to not just any god, but to the most beautiful god? As a result, she sent her son to exact revenge. You can probably tell that is not what happened, and instead Cupid falls in love with her and he wants her for himself. Meanwhile, Psyche's father is a little bit concerned that his baby daughter has yet to find a husband, so he goes and consults the oracle of Apollo. Now, the results were pretty grim. The oracle told the king you are not to expect any human son-in-law, instead a dragon-like creature who will torment the world with his fire and iron, who is feared even by Jupiter, the king of gods, and the inhabitants of the underworld. The king must have been very disappointed. Psyche is dressed in funeral attire and sent on her marriage/death fusion. With some divine intervention, she's flown off to this grove and she finds a lovely and beautiful house. She goes in, she hears this voice who tells her to make herself at home, but she can't see this guy because he's in the dark, but she marries him anyways. Now, her husband, supposedly a beast, forbids her from looking at him, and he always leaves the bed before sunrise. Soon she becomes pregnant. One day, Psyche's sisters come for a visit, and admiring the splendors of her new home, they're insanely envious of her. They convince her that her husband is a vile monster and she has to go kill him. So one night, while her husband is asleep, she grabs a dagger and an oil lamp, and when she lights the lamp, she sees her husband is not the monster that the oracle predicted, but the most beautiful creature she's ever seen. Cupid! That's right, it was Cupid sneaking out of bed this whole time. Surprised, she wounds herself on one of Cupid's arrows, and struck with a feverish passion, she accidentally spills hot oil onto Cupid, waking him, and he flees the scene by flying out the window. Cue the long and dramatic story to find love! She wanders around the world and bumps into a few gods along the way. She gains favor of Circe and Juno, but soon she finds that she needs to serve Venus herself. Now, remember how Venus doesn't like this girl? Now that Venus had Psyche under her control, she decides to torture her. She sends her on a bunch of impossible tasks, and because Psyche is a young and independent, strong woman, she completes them all by herself. No, she doesn't. Instead, Psyche is pretty much ready to give up and throw a pity party and kill herself. Yeah, that's it. But every single time a creature or a god feels pity for her and helps her out, and she completes each task. Now, the last task that Venus gives her is to go to the underworld and obtain a dose of beauty from Persephone, the queen of the underworld. Again, the girl is ready to kill herself. She goes up the tower, is ready to throw herself off. This time, the tower spoke to her. Really, every single time? The tower told her all the directions, how to get in, how to navigate the underworld, and she follows the instructions to a T. She gets a box from Persephone, but as soon as she hits the light of day, she's overcome with curiosity. What's in the box? Can it make me beautiful? And she opens it, and of course, women in these stories always get in trouble for their curiosity, and she falls into a deep slumber. Meanwhile, Cupid's just been recovering at Venus's place, and he flees his mother's home by again flying out the window. He finds the sleeping Psyche, draws the sleep out of her face, puts it back in the box, pokes her with an arrow that does no harm, and they fly off to deliver the box to Venus. He then goes to Jupiter, who gives them his consent. By the way, Jupiter agrees to help Cupid out because Cupid promised he would help him out in the future, you know, when like a pretty lady catches his eye. He tells Venus to back off, gives Psyche ambrosia, the drink of immortality, and the two are wedded as equals. Oh my god, that's so cute! The two are a very popular subject in art. Psyche is often depicted with butterfly wings or with butterflies nearby. Even though the literary story never mentioned butterfly wings, they're usually attributed to her soul or her innocence before her sexual awakening. I hope you guys liked the story. If you did, go ahead and press the like button and share it with all your friends, lovebirds or not. If you're feeling generous, why don't you hit that subscribe button? I hope you all have a fabulous Valentine's. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.